It's showtime, baby. Let's go. Woo! Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole, and it's always a bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of some of the best barbecue around. If you have not checked it out, I highly recommend checking out Midwest Best Barbecue. Go get you some nice chicken wings. I recommend the CTB wings, the Uno wings, pulled pork sandwich. All that stuff is delicious. Make sure you go check them out this weekend. It's nice and cool. You know, we went from spring to summer, so, warm yourself up with some delicious Midwest Best Barbecue. Also, you guys are looking for some, windows and doors for your home? I got new windows in my house from Meyer Door Window about a year ago. I call this place Ice Cave. It used to really be like cold down here, but now that I got new windows in there, it's nice and toasty warm. So make sure you go check out Meyer Door Window. They are at the Cincinnati Home and Garden Show this weekend. They give free estimates, and it's well worth the shot. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. I'm live streaming on ZTV, YouTube, Facebook, X, Rumble. If you're watching on any of those, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscription, share the show out. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're listening on the podcast, what's up? It's on Beanpod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. And as always, I got to just talk about the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And you know it, we hit the jackpot. I know we're talking baseball today, but we hit the jackpot when we drafted Joe Burrow. If you guys win the Jackpot Joey gear, get yourself ready for the season, go to jackpotjoey9.com. Remember, portions of proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Foundation. What is up to everybody in the chat? Who's in there first? Let's see here. We got strangers in there. Brad's in there. What is going on? All right, guys, this is a very special day. I am very excited. We got one of my favorite players when he played for the Cincinnati Reds. He only played 1 year, but he played on the 1999 team, who, if freaking Al Leiter could have just not been a good pitcher that day, we would have been in the playoffs. Anyway, Greg Vaughn is in there. I also have Billy, who is from the new Nasty Boys podcast. Let's bring him on. Billy, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How are you? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming on. And also, we have Mason, the man who got the Ellie hat here. Mason from Reds Daily. Mason, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys?
Nice hat. I like that hat.
Hey, yeah, you too. I like that.
All right, let's get, nobody cares about us. Let's get to the real reason we are here. The man who ended the facial hair thing for the Reds. Like, for my entire life, all up to 99, the Reds could not have facial hair. This man has one of the greatest goatees ever. I try to emulate it. Mine sucks compared to his. But let's get to the man, Greg Vaughn. Greg, what is going on, brother?
Hey, not too much, man. Just another sunny day in Vegas. That's it.
I see that the goatee's still looking good. I like it. They're very, very, very trimmed up there, sir, right? So you're out in Vegas right now, enjoying the nice weather out there?
Yes, sir. Rehabbing from reverse shoulder replacement.
Oh, wow.
And just enjoying life.
Awesome. So I got to bring it up because it's the facial hair thing. How in the world did you talk Marge Schott into letting you keep that glorious thing on your face?
I don't know if I let her talk me into it. I just said I wasn't coming, just because I think it was a unique situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to sound like an entitled athlete or whatever, but you just hit 50 home runs, and and the next thing you know, you wake up, like 8 days, 9 days, maybe 2 weeks before spring training, and after they tell you they're not going to trade you, you get traded,
Right.
and then Mark Shot calls you half baked, and California time it's like 4:45 in the morning. You know what I mean? And I mean, so 5 a.m., 4:45 a.m. You hear that voice, and
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Welcome to the Reds.
Yeah, there's my shot, honey. I say, congratulations. I thought it was a nightmare. I was like, man.
Say hi, Shotzi.
I was like, dang it. The Padres just said they weren't going to trade me.
Right.
And then Marchand calls me, and then automatically, not thinking about the big red machine. I was thinking about the more recent times,
Right.
the horror stories, and me and Lark having the same agent. It was, and Lark never said anything bad, but throughout the league, hey, that was one place you didn't want to go, man, because like you said, and it's not because of the city, because it was just the way things were done and ran,
Right,
the way she did it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So after I told her I wasn't coming, because she said we have one problem. That now it's probably about 5:05 a.m.
Right.
She says we have one problem. You have a goatee. I said, you traded for me. I didn't trade for you. You have the problem. And like I said, and no disrespect, I was more angry probably at the Padres than the Reds. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just did everything I could, and this is my reward. You know what I mean? So here, we're gonna send you out the door. We're gonna send you out the door. And being a California kid, I probably would have took less to stay there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I think it was probably a week later, because right before I was going to go to spring training, because I still had nothing packed. I'm like, you know what? It's 1999. What does my goatee have to do with playing baseball?
Right.
Right. Being a business owner and looking back, and I went back to as many of the old Red players, the former Big Red Machine, and anybody, and I told them sorry. I apologize, because it was not out of disrespect for them. It was, I think it's the passing of a torch to, I'm a Northern California kid too, so a little hippie-ish, you know what I mean? And, we bounce to a different drum sometimes, and my kids have never seen me without a goatee. You know what I mean? So it's like.
Dude, my dad has had a mustache my entire life. If he ever shaves that, it'll look freaking weird. Because every once in a while, I've done it just to freak my kids out. I've shaved mine off, and my daughter goes, "What the hell did you do? Don't ever do that again."
I've had a mustache my entire life as well, so I can relate to your dad.
You were born with one? You came out the womb with one?
Freak accident, yeah. Just natural, yeah. They couldn't explain it.
Well, Greg, personally, I'm glad that you became a Red. I know it was only for 1 year. I wish it would have been more, because that '99 team was freaking awesome. I would have loved to seen it if you and Griffey would have been on the same team together. That would have been kind of fun. But good.
Yeah, it would have. You know what? And once I got there, then after we had to change the clubhouse food and some other things, it was actually a great.
The Greg Vaughn effect.
No, it was a great place to play, but like I said, I'm not trying to sound like an entitled athlete, but you're in the big leagues, and I don't eat too much at the ballpark anyway. But when I did eat, I didn't want to eat orange slices and celery with peanut butter. And
you know what? You're not a little leaguer, right? You don't want to have a juice box.
Yeah, I wanted some real food. You know what I mean? So I even thought I bought the first couple while we were trying to get the change, for the whole team, but like I said, man, once we were there, and me and Casey were talking about this yesterday on my podcast, man, it was unbelievable. The history, the mystique, and no disrespect to any of my former teams, but I mean, the oldest team in baseball, the tradition, and it was awesome, man. It was. I wish I would have had more time. I really do, because, I mean, I was with a great bunch of guys too. For me, the young guys that bought, they bought into You know what? Hey, if someone has to have a bad day, let it be the other guy, not us. You know what I mean?
Right.
That we have to expect to win. You know, and so it's trying to change the culture. You know, we didn't take BP. I'm like, we don't take BP. We don't. No. I mean, we're not even preparing to win. You know,
Right.
We're not trying. You know, it's not. We're talking opening day, the first week. I think we got San Francisco beat the dog crap out of us the first series. Then we go to Atlanta and 14, 13, 0, whatever it was. Shut the doors. Tell everybody, excuse my language, get the fuck out. even the coaches.
Greg is speaking. Get the fuck out.
Except, you got Ronnie O and you got King Griffey Sr. You two stay. You know what I mean? But everybody else get the fuck out. You know what I mean? and Danny Nagel, like I said, Pete Harnish, Steve Avery, myself, Danny Gray. You know, we said, hey, man, we got to change this now, before it gets too far.
Right.
And we aired it out. Like, we just, like, sort of come to Jesus moment that, we're going to win. We're going to prepare to win. We're going to go out there and leave it out there. You know what? We have nothing to lose, man. You know what? No, they're picking us to finish last.
Right.
But they should not have a say what we do either. I don't believe that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, it was fortunate to have Case at first, Pokey at second, Lark at short, and Booney at third. Yep. And then you mix in Mike Cameron and Meat Hook and
Meat Hook.
Yeah. Then you got Vaughn and you got Michael Tucker. Yep. So with Scott Williamson and the rest of it, we just had the right number of veterans, but we had the right rookies, the young players. Yep. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
We had the right guys that bought in. And,
right.
And you take a look at every single one of their careers that, the people we just spoke about, they all had good, great careers. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it's a tribute to myself. It's a tribute to them for buying in and expecting to win and, changing the culture and not letting somebody else, determine your future. Tell us what we can do or not do.
Exactly. Billy, what you got? What you got some memories of that 99 team?
Well, I have some memories. I
were
was
you alive
9.
then? Were you alive then?
I was
going to ask that.
Yeah, my mustache.
Hey, I was in my 20s, so I was I was married in my 20s, so I was there. Go ahead, Billy. Sorry.
Yeah, I was 9, and my mustache just came in. And it still looks like I'm 9 with it. Let's be real here. What's interesting, you mentioned it was a good mix of veterans and young guys. Do you kind of see that being the same mentality with the 24 Reds and possibly last year with that club?
Yeah, I do. I think, also, like I said, thank goodness for, Ronnie O and Senior, but it was, you got to have the right people leading it too. I think if you just look around the teams that have won, whether you say, the Dodgers, Atlanta, Boach, I was with him in Cabo when he was retired, and then when he accepted the job, you know what I mean? It's you look at, they put baseball players in baseball positions to help guys get through and navigate through a season. So, along with the analytics, because, as we know, they're not going away, but I think there's a way that they can coexist. You know what I mean? And I think, when you have really, really, really smart guys, sometimes, being humble enough to listen to somebody else is not a strength of theirs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they have to have all the answers, quote unquote. You know what I mean? And but I think if you have the right staff with the right guys, I think, anything. Yeah. Hey, man, you guys are fun to watch. Hey, it was my CTV last year. I watched you guys all the time, man, and it's and I'll be watching this year. I'll be pulling for them.
Exactly. Mace, what do you got, man?
Yeah, well, just kind of continuing that conversation about that 99 team. It's interesting because it was such an exciting team, and they did have a lot of dynamic players, including, yourself and everything. Griffey comes, obviously, the next season. Let me put it this way. Do you think that if the Griffey trade doesn't happen and you re-sign with Cincinnati, do you think that's a better team in 2000 than what
Still needs some
pitching?
pitching. Still needs some pitching.
Yeah, you know what? It's easy. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? At the time, Greg Vaughn, King Griffey Jr. See you later, Greg. I'm getting Junior too. You know what I mean?
Dude, could have you two hitting back to back would have been freaking phenomenal. Dude, junior third, you hitting fourth, dude. Sign me up for that. I would love that.
Who knows? It'd have been fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think what I do remember and recall, as we went through the next season in 2000, when I left to go to Tampa as a free agent, it was unique because since we got to that one game playoff, and now they're at the bottom. You know what I mean? And for Boney, Dimitri, Pokey, Mike Cameron, and all those guys said we miss Vaughn. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because he got us ready. So it felt good to be appreciated, man. Because I played the game to have the respect of my peers.
Right.
So all the other stuff is a bonus that comes with it, but the respect of your peers. I mean, that's what I played for. You know what I mean? And I just tried to do control what I can control. That's just my effort, and everything else, it fell where it fell.
Yeah.
I've got a follow-up question for you, Greg. So it's super interesting that you say that. So what I found is across baseball history, most great players had an all-time great player in their first or second season that they played with as a teammate. You played with Molitor, Yao. I mean, you had a young Gary Sheffield even. But you look, even the Reds made a playoff run later, and they brought Scott Rowland in, and he ended up kind of being that missing piece as a veteran. And you spoke to just now how you were providing a lot of that leadership with that 99 team. What advice or what takeaways did you have as a young player with those all-time great guys? And what did you try to, give to the younger players when you had that role?
Well, I think first off, they put my locker right next to Robin Yount. You know what I mean? At 20 years old, in spring training, and then you have, Paulie on the team, and then me and Gary we're best friends. That's my little brother Sheffield. So we signed the same. We're both first round picks. We live together everywhere, even in the big leagues. You know what I mean? That part was easy, with Gary, but watching the way Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, and you could even Glenn Braggs, Mike Felder, Rob Deere, and then I think then you got Willie Randolph, and then you have Dave Parker come over.
Yeah. Watching
how pros, prepared, and you seen what it took to be a great player. You know what I mean? There was no excuses. There was no nothing. It was just the good ones. Hey man, they just played. They left it all out there. You know what I mean? Just like all those great teams you guys did. You guys had in Cincinnati. For me, watching Robin shag fly balls, and here it is. I mean, he's won 2 MVPs, 2 different positions. He's been in the big league since he's been 18 years old.
Right.
And, the nickname, the kid was before Junior came along.
He was the original kid.
Yeah, he was the kid. And to watch him sit out there and shag fly balls for my group and everybody else's group and pick up balls after he hits and see him play, through the aches and the pains, see him Parkway, when I was just back there with him, me and Gary went to see him. Watching him, they competing and trying is different.
Right,
I played in an era where I got to see guys compete at the highest level, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Dave Parker was one of my childhood, livelihood heroes growing up. He did it all.
Right.
And how he's on the Hall of Fame, I don't understand it.
You brought, that was my next question. Two guys I wrote down here that I think should be in the Hall of Fame that you played with, Gary Sheffield and Dave Parker. Neither one of them are in there. I think it's a travesty.
What about Jose Canseco?
No.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I didn't see anybody do anything, so whatever. You know what I mean? Because
you got a phone call. Yep. He got a phone call and he got muted.
It's Jose.
A lot.
There you go. You're back.
Yeah.
There you go.
He lives out here with me.
I was about to say, your neighbors, right?
Not too far. I mean, but it's, and Jose was a great player, and he, as a young player, going to the University of Miami and him coming back there working out, and we were great friends, but I just think it's a travesty, like you said, when you have writers that don't like someone
Right.
instead of going on their numbers.
Yeah.
If you go on their numbers, they done set a precedent now for who they let in the Hall of Fame. So who they let in now.
Yeah.
So now we're going after light players. We're not going after players with the best numbers. And to get in the Hall, why can't a guy? How come you have to like him to determine if he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Has nothing to do with what he did on the field, if you like him or not. And I'll say this: the steroid guys or whatever, they did what they did. I think Clemens, Bonds, I think those guys should definitely be in, because I think they were Hall of Famers before, quote unquote, whenever they started doing that stuff. But Sheffield and Parker, they're just not in there because people didn't like him, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not the Hall of who you like; it's the Hall of Fame for what you did on the field and what you accomplished as an individual player. So that part drives me nuts, Craig.
Well, like I said, I spoke to Gary on the day of the Hall. Just make sure he was okay. We started that petition out there for Parkway. To try to get in the Hall, and man, it's just sad that people still use.
Hey, Kasega calling him again.
That's Gary
He's
now.
blowing up, man.
Yeah, Gary's
People
calling him
still
now.
use. People still use. They use. Their bitterness with someone to dictate and determine who gets in what. Because if you're not going to let steroid guys in, you better make sure you didn't let any in already.
Right.
If you're not going to,
Or the commissioner.
Right, exactly. That part, he's in, and he was ahead of the whole thing when it was all going on. But he got in. You're not gonna let anybody else in. That's stupid.
I can't say anything bad about Bud. My first 8 years were there.
Right. Yeah.
He treated me like a son. I know everyone can think what they want. He was commissioner for a long
This wasn't
time.
any hate on Bud. It's just that they let him in, and he was commissioner over. Is all I'm saying. What ain't hate on Bud at all? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you set the precedent. If you did that, you don't get in, right? So make sure if you did that, or it's not if you were great with the media and did that, you get in, and if you weren't, you don't. And then because I expressed, the Fifth Amendment, because I used that, now you're going to keep me out of the Hall of Fame because I expressed free speech and and to be able to deliver and say what all those people died on that flag for. You know what I mean? Now you're going to keep me out of the Hall of Fame because I don't agree with you.
Right.
You're going to keep me out of the Hall of Fame because, I don't think you shouldn't be able to keep people out. I think they already set the echelon as far as the resume.
Right.
I was with my boy Jonathan Ogden yesterday. You know what I mean? And J.O., he was like, his 11 out of 12 seasons he made the Pro Bowl. And I said, when did you know that you were getting the Hall of Fame? He says, man, well, if you went off to check all the boxes, played 12 seasons, made 11 Pro Bowls. I was all pro. How many? So that stuff took care of it. But see, you could do that in baseball, and then still the writers say, you know what, he didn't give me that time that day, or he said this to me, so he gets a no vote. And like I said, man, that place is special. It's for special players. But now it seems like they're letting. I don't want to say anything because if you're in there, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have much respect to anybody that's ever played this game.
Absolutely.
But I know two people that should be in there for sure that aren't.
Yes.
And that's my point.
Yeah. Good.
So it sounds like you're a big hall guy, not a small small hall guy.
I am if you check all the boxes, you get in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? So remember when Lee Smith and Goose and all those guys when they were talking about the Sage. Now you get to that. Now they were at the top. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then of course, my former teammate Hoffy, then you had Mo, Rivera doing their thing. They pushed it to a new echelon. But now why are we going to go below Lee and Goose to let relievers or whoever in the Hall now? If you hit 500 home runs, and you have 500 doubles, 500 was the number, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But 500, but now it's not now.
Right.
It's not. Fred McGriff, another great player. 400. His numbers were what they were.
Yep.
And he had to go. To the committee. You know what I mean? And that's what's sad, man, because the committee is former players. You know what I mean? Players.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's another thing, Greg. Do you think that they should I think I'll put it this way, that they should change up who gets to vote for Hall of Fame, at least add to it. Like put some players that are in the Hall of Fame, onto that. Put do something, because it's the same guys. Like they gotta change something up, because there are guys that deserve to be in there. And I think some former players who are in the Hall of Fame, they should, if you're in the Hall of Fame, I think you pretty much know what you need to get in. So I think that we think about adding to that room of voting.
I most definitely do, and I hate to say this in 2024. You need to ask some people that look like us, also. You know what I mean?
Right.
That are going to fight for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
Because unfortunately, like I said, 2024, we're still talking about the same thing, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. And
it will if we keep talking about it. You got to keep talking about it.
Hopefully, and then you look at MLB. You look at our sport. If we see a little ripple effect. I don't want to even call it a wave, but we see a ripple effect because these past few drafts. There's been quite a few African Americans, but they had to be first or second round superstars to get drafted. Mm-hmm. You see them coming up through some systems, but some teams still have no African American players on their team.
Right.
And we're talking about 2024.
Right.
And I don't even know how to say this. I wouldn't want to be that one if I was the only one on one team, because who else can I relate to?
Right.
What is it? Representation's less than 3% in the league with African Americans?
Probably.
So that's really cool that Will Benson is doing. I don't know if you know this or not, but Will Benson is, I think it's in Atlanta, his hometown team or his hometown city, where he is putting together Mason, you might know more about this than I do, but he's putting together a baseball team for African Americans, kids to learn baseball, and it's all free. The equipment, the team, all that stuff to try to get these kids the opportunity that Will got, that not all of them can get. That's the stuff. That's the stuff that needs to be promoted more, of what these guys are doing, of how to, because the Reds do it here with their community thing over there in So they have a lot.
Parker. I went over there. I seen that this Sheffield went over there.
Yeah,
it was awesome, man. Yeah, we went out there, and you know what it looked, and it looked like society. People that look like you, me, and everybody out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what the game's supposed to look like. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, it's hopefully they won't be talking about this in 5 years, 10 years from now. Hopefully it'll be different. Like I said, I'm not a believer anybody should get anything for free.
Right.
But but even in management, even on coaching staffs, you
get what you work for. If you earned it, then you earned it. It doesn't matter what you look like. If you deserve that spot, that's your spot. That's the way I look at it. Yeah,
but also too, you got to remember, growing up, how everyone had a ball, a glove, whatever, and then we played outside. Today's society, because of the craziness of the world, kids can't really do that, and they don't do that, whatever reasons. Unless it's organized, everything's through a camp or a organization or a travel team. Well, I know Miss Debbie, my mom. If we had hey, Mom, it's gonna be $10,000 this summer.
Oh yeah.
To go play $10,000.
Yeah. Nah,
yeah,
I'm out.
Play soccer.
What college you going to? You know what I mean? So that that priced a lot of us out of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. When I grew up, we played baseball, basketball, football. We played out in the neighborhood, and it's just like they always say, you played till the street lights came on, or your mom yelled for you to come in for dinner. That's what we did. We played everything, and it's like you said, it's not like that now. I mean, some kids can, but others can't. It's just the way things are. And a lot of kids like playing video games. That's another thing too, is they don't go outside as much because they play video games, good, bad, or different. That's just the way things are.
So
Well, you know what?
yeah.
But if you look at the world and you look at, when it comes to influencers and different things, look at the gamers. The gamer is probably the number one
Yeah.
entity in the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when you get to Asia and you get over to India and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's the way of the world. You know what I mean? People. I remember having Pong. Dot, dot,
Yeah,
dot,
yeah. I played it too. Greg, we're aging ourselves here, buddy. They probably have no idea what Pong is.
And here's something that'll blow your mind. Now there are esports in colleges. NKU has an esports team that they go and compete and can get scholarships for. How insane is that?
But you know what? And I sponsored one, and I have buddies that own esports teams. It's unique, but once again, if it gives you an avenue to earn an education, and technology is the way of the world, and at a young age, if you can become a coder or whatever it is you want to do in technology, so be it. It's for you. It's unfortunate that I know a lot of guys my age that are gamers. I was a big Madden guy on the road, and when I was during my playing career. So, I try not to judge because I really don't want to be judged. I just think everyone has the opinion to do, and the freedom should be able to do whatever, or pursue whatever they would like. Going back a bit, I was even talking about people of color on major league coaching staffs. You know what I mean? I mean, if Washington, Ron Walsh had to, he had to get hired so he can bring something with him. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we don't make the cut to even get in those positions. You know what I mean? Right. And so I think it has to stop. Start at the top. Sorry, I think it has to start. Where you can be able to go in and be, general managers, and whatever it has to offer. It's okay not to agree with everyone. Do we all have to have people around that agree with us?
Nope.
I thought that was a bad thing. You know what I mean?
I actually don't want everybody to agree with me. You don't need a bunch of yes men.
I tell my kids, if you're hanging around people that are yes men, man, it's probably not going to turn out too good. Because they really don't have your back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's okay to, like I said, sometimes, man, you need that to light a fire.
It's okay to be uncomfortable a little bit. It's okay to be uncomfortable a little bit. It's all right. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, you don't want everyone to think the same and have the same thought. You want everyone to be individuals. So hopefully Major League Baseball will work on that part of it too. Where they can get people of color in. I'm not saying just on the playing field, but in organizational spots so they can learn and you see it in the NBA, of course, but it's predominantly black sport. You know what I mean? And football. Yeah. You see him on the staff because but as far as head coaches, not so much. Hopefully baseball will do a better job. You know what I mean? Right. It's like he stated, if you qualify and you fit the position, I don't care if you're yellow, brown, you fit the position. I'm taking the best person I see fit. Right.
But at the same time, though, Greg, I mean. Like you said, it's so expensive nowadays to play baseball, and it has to be organized. And if your home life is a little difficult, that's not going to be a priority. So something that I think is interesting is, the team spends so much money on these massive facilities in the Dominican and, in South America. Where are these facilities, in the U.S. in the inner cities, or places where it could be more accessible for some of these kids to, because I agree, if it's equal, if everyone, get the spot, but at the same time, like if one kid's been playing his whole life and cost was never a worry, and another kid never had a chance to get a glove and a bat, I just think that's not really even at that point,
No, you're right. But, I think it started because, affordability, the cost to sign those kids, at an early age and get them in your system at 15 years old.
Yeah.
And in the big leagues, by, they had to teach them English as they're going through the academies and stuff where, you're going to school, you're not eligible to get drafted till you're 18. It was a way to fast track players, and it was way and they're talented. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
Shoot, South America, man. I mean, it's a wealth of baseball talent. It is what it is. So I don't think that really connects to why
Yeah, well,
we had them in Compton. We had them in Compton. We had one in Houston, and then they stopped. You know what I mean? And for these kids to go somewhere and play. That's why it was awesome when I was visiting Parkway. Me and Gary, we went to the inner city program there, and down the street from Parkway's house, and it was awesome, man. It was, like I said, the weight room. I mean, it's set up like an academy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It seems like they do a really good job of getting kids in the community involved in baseball. But education also, they can work out there. They can do. I mean, they don't have to leave. You know what I mean?
The one thing I think is different from when you and me were kids, Greg, is travel ball. We didn't have travel ball it was just little league. And to me, that's what is got the cost of baseball and just sports in general. Everybody's got a travel team. You got to travel here. You got to travel there. Everybody. And these kids are snapping off curveballs at 12 years old and stuff. Like, dude, we didn't do that stuff till you got 15 or whatever. So I mean, a lot of stuff has changed. To me, that's why baseball and sports in general for youth has gone up. It's travel. Everybody wants to be their kid to be a professional baseball player. This is what you have to do. You have to go to this travel ball. You have to go to this coach. You have to do this. Yeah. The thing is, back when you played Little League, you moved up, you made your high school team, and then, if you went from there, it's totally different now than when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. I think it probably started with soccer and volleyball. You know what I mean? Those sports that, in the summer, they're traveling all over the place. Baseball, and I think that's another avenue that helped get rid of the African American players because, now if I have a travel ball team, I got 5 of my buddies and they all don't look like me. Now you got 5 of their kids. There's only 4 positions left. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because their 5 kids are playing automatically. That's it.
Right.
They're playing. And the other 4 spots are for who's left. So that was another avenue. The cost and don't. It's just hard for dads not to want their kids to have success and be shown up by somebody else.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure whoever is set up for success, and I'm not putting that guy on the field because he's not gonna outsign my son. You know what I mean? So it gets frustrating and it deters a lot of people that don't look like them from the game. I just think it's the world's never been perfect. It never will be. What is perfect? We just got to try to make it better.
Exactly. Now, one thing, I'll get back to that 99 team real quick. And I was at the one-game playoff there. Al Leiter pitched the game of his freaking life. Dude, I was at the game, and I'm just a fan. I still think about that game to this day. I think about that, and I think about the Milwaukee series. Yeah, right there. What was it? It was the last game, and you guys were in a rain delay or whatever for like 2 hours. It was freezing cold. The game didn't start
till like 10 hours.
Yeah,
it was there. We started at 10 o'clock at night.
It was, and I had to go to work, and I'm like, we had to win that game to get to the playoffs. I'm like, oh my god! I'm sitting trying to listen to Marty and Judd time and falling asleep because I had to go to work the next day. But how frustrating now is that, to the Milwaukee series, all that stuff,
you have 3 games to win 1, and the way we played all year,
right?
We couldn't get 1 win, So yeah, it was very frustrating, but also when you don't take care of business, that's part of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
All we had to do was win 1 game. Now then we move on. And every single game we played there, I think the first game, the Friday night series, went on time, but still cold as hell. Cold.
Because that was at their old stadium. That wasn't even at Miller Park. Well, it's not Miller Park anymore.
No.
Whatever name it is now.
Yeah, Family Field, something.
Yeah, I don't even know what they call it now.
And then the Reds, the Mets they played early. They're in Cincinnati.
They're at the house chilling. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't even played yet.
Right.
And then we get home like at 4, 5 in the morning, and we had like It felt like the game was 11:30. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was cold, rainy, wet, and I remember I faced Ali a lot, because we were both in the American League,
Yep.
and it was a reminder the whole off season because I hit one off. I hit the ball off the top of my foot, and every time I took a step that whole off season, I had a bone bruise. I could feel it. You know what I mean?
Reminds you of it. Like, oh man.
Yeah. It wasn't bad enough that we lost it. It's not bad enough that here it goes again. We have a really good team.
Let that damn outlier. God.
Yeah, but like I said, it was our fault. It was us. It was my
Yeah.
fault. I'll tell you, we should have
won one.
We should have just won one.
Yep, just win one, and we would have been in the playoffs. And who knows, man? I mean, that was one of those special years, dude. That just everything went right for the Reds, except for the very end of it. I mean, that was the thing.
Yeah, but it is, man. I don't know. That's it's crazy. Like I said, man. And, whatever his plan is upstairs, it was. I got to go view Cincinnati from a different perspective as a player, and not just hear about it. Not just hear everybody else's perception. Because ED, we had the same agent. Lark had the same agent, and I tell you what, man. That was some of the funnest baseball I've ever played with a group of guys.
Oh, dude, it was fun watching.
Had fun.
Go ahead, Billy.
We had fun.
So, question for you: when you long season 162, you have a one game playoff. How do you switch your mentality, or what is your mentality leading up, going down the stretch, knowing that you have this and that you've got this marathon? The next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's all just one game.
I think it's part of being a pro. You know what I mean? Because you're used to different scenarios, so to speak. I think 162 is long, but I can say I probably was tired, but I didn't feel like I got tired playing baseball. You know what I mean? Mentally, I was wore out, but I wasn't tired playing baseball. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Whether we played 162 or 180, it's just. I mean, you were ready for it. You know what I mean? It was. I always look at it as a blessing too, because I'm getting paid to play a game. I'm getting paid to play a game, and I could have it so much worse than that. So. But mentally, man, it's the only job in the world based on failure. And if you're 30% successful, that special place you're talking about, that's where you go. You know what I mean?
Right.
You do it over a period of time. And so, that's the part that's hard, man, because you're dealing with it's a skill sport, but you're dealing with the ups and downs of, that Six Flags, like Great America roller coaster ride.
Yep, exactly. So, all right, so you talked about some of your teammates on there, and one of my favorite players from that era is the mayor, Sean Casey. And this was his first full season in baseball, I think, because his rookie year he got hit in the face and missed a couple games and all that stuff. Do you have any good Sean Casey stories? I know him and Dimitri are big wrestling fans. I'm a big wrestling fan. Back then, it was the Attitude Era, and it was awesome. Like, is there any crazy Sean Casey stories or anything you got for me?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so many of them because he's just a walking ball of energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
The mayor Case is just a walking ball of energy. But I remember there was a year before, it was '98.
Yeah.
I get to first base. I got a hit or something.
What's up, Vaughn? What's up, Craig? How you doing, man?
Hey, Mr. Vaughn, I just want to say, man, I'm a big fan. It's a pleasure to meet you. And, I can't believe, I'm standing right next to you. I said, okay, hey, give me time out real quick. Let me get a sign, and then we'll go back to this, all right? but Case sitting in front of me, too. Yesterday we were joking. I said, dude, I could have 200 RBIs if I had somebody else sitting in front of me.
All that Casey speed, man. He's the only man to get thrown out at first base from left field.
Running in sand, man.
And you know what? But I tell you, one of the best human beings on the planet. You know what I mean? You guys know that. Like I said, man, it was just a special group to have those guys early in their career. Yeah, Casey, we talked yesterday on my podcast. He said he was 25 at the time. You know what I mean? So.
Oh shit! Me and him are He's a year older than me. Yeah, I was 29. I was 20. Anyway, sorry, again. I just realized I always feel old when retired baseball players are my age now. I'm like, damn, I'm old. What the? What? Like I was telling somebody there. Oh, I had Dave Lapham on, and Greg, you might find this the same way. My daughter's about to turn 20. 2004 is 20 years ago. I'm like, dude. I'm like, where the hell did the 90s go? I'm like, 1995 seems like 20 years ago. That's 30 years ago. I'm like, what the hell happened, Greg?
Hey, when you hit a certain age, right. Everything is fast, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was Christmas yesterday. Christmas Day. It was.
Damn, slow down a little bit, jeez.
Yeah, hey, they're trying to get us to the finish line, man.
I know. I'm not ready to go yet, man. I ain't ready to go yet. I don't have too much fun down here.
Yeah, and you're wearing the perfect shirt for slowing down,
Well, I hate the shirt.
What's that?
I think it's on Greg's shirt.
It says slow.
Oh yeah.
Slow.
Well, slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is a shout out to Mr. Anderson. Jeff Anderson back in sack. You know what I mean? This is it. Slow down.
Slow down.
I like that.
Yes.
So what do you? Go ahead, Greg. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's ironic because you're talking about Casey. Like I said, he was on my podcast yesterday. So, yeah. And then we had Dimitri on last week. So it's good times. You know what I mean?
Well, if you ever talk to him again, you can tell him about the Strawberry Ice podcast and how much fun it is. That they can always jump on. We can do a '99 Reds reunion on the show.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, right.
I mean, dude, '99 was like I remember this. So Jim Bowden was the GM then, and he actually got on the radio. Now I know he's on MLB Network, but he was doing I don't know if he's doing a regular radio show or something. But he was on 700 WOW here, and he was doing call in or whatever. And I remember I called in. And I'm like, dude. I said, this 99 team reminds me of the 90 team. That was the last time we won the World Series because we were a young, scrappy team. We had a great bullpen, the Nasty Boys. You know about them, right Billy?
A little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I was like, that reminds me so much of that team. And dude, seriously, I look at that 99 team with fondness because it's kind of like how I looked at last year's Reds team. It came out of nowhere, Like, you guys came out of nowhere at 99. Nobody expected you to do what you did.
Except us. You know what I mean?
Except you. Boom, baby. There you go.
Except us. We believed it. We believed it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter what you think. Oh, sorry. I was doing my rock. Doing my rock impersonation there.
Prove them wrong. Don't let someone tell you what you're going to do with your life.
Exactly.
And like I said,
he's a popular
I
guy.
decided to call, but I had no phone calls.
I know.
I had no phone calls until I get off.
Greg, look, I have Corey Dillon on my show. You know who Corey Dillon is? You know who Corey Dillon is? You know who Corey Dillon is? The former Bengals running back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have him on my show every Monday, and it happens every time he's on. Somebody calls him. I'm like, dude, everybody just wants to be on my podcast. That's what it is.
That's what they're calling about.
What do you got, Mace? You got anything for him?
Yeah.
You know what? I have buddies. That they keep calling me if I don't take calls because.
One thing you can do.
If I don't take your call, you're still my buddy. I still like you're still my guy, but I'll call you back.
Hey, one thing you can do if you go on your phone, you can put it on Do Not Disturb, and they won't ring through. You can do that. No problem.
He's
I'm just thinking you're touching your phone and you're playing Candy Crush while talking to us.
He's winning.
There you go. All right, Mace, what do you got, man?
And usually I put the Do Not Disturb. That's wrong.
Now the internet's going to go out on me.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
We disturbed it too much.
Exactly. Hopefully he'll jump back on.
I'm going to do that next time I need to get off the podcast. Be like, sorry, Jeff.
I can't. No.
Gotta go.
Going through a tunnel.
I'm out. Yeah.
Going through a tunnel, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, shit. That was here.
Oh, man.
Hey, there you are. Are you back?
Hey.
Woo!
Now I can't see you. There you go.
There he is.
There you go.
You get all those guys on. Get the whole 90
Hell yeah,
99
dude.
team all the way.
Oh, I would. If, like I said, I know it's shocking. I don't have their numbers, but if you would, if you would try to reach out to them and then we could set something up, that'd be awesome, dude. I would love it. Because I reach out to them on Twitter and stuff, but not everybody knows who the Iceman is, so they don't always answer me.
I knew who it was. I knew who it was.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, I got an idea though.
What's up?
Greg, in August, we're doing a big show with Wilder Sports. We're gonna have like a lot of the current, like the active Reds team, a lot of the current Bengals players, and me and Iceman here. Hopefully, Billy can join us. We're gonna do a live show at this event. Wilder was talking to you and Pokey and some of those guys about maybe if you're interested in participating. But also, it'd be kind of cool to get a lot of those 99 guys together, and then we can get you on the show at the same time too. So,
Where's it at?
Cincinnati, like Hamilton, so just like a little bit north. It'll be in August. So if you're interested, yeah, we could definitely talk about it.
Yes, yeah. Just make sure it's not too cold. You know what I mean? I gotta.
It'll be August. It's like Vegas weather here in August. It's just not as dry.
Same exact. Yeah.
It's
Just
Zero humidity.
Yeah, just think New Orleans without the crawfish.
Hey, that's too much work for a little bit of me. You know what I mean?
That's one way.
With
Yeah.
you, man. I'm
Oh,
so
dude.
with you.
I don't do seafood anyway. I'm a steak guy. I like steaks and burgers and stuff like that. I don't get the seafood stuff. I mean, my diet is seafood. Means seafood. I eat it, but not.
Hey.
If you see it, you eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, how do you think I keep my girlish shape here?
That's gonna be my next question to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everyone wants to know.
It's the Iceman diet. It's a lot of beer and chicken wings.
Yeah, I can't. One beer makes me. Yeah. One beer. I'm a wine guy. 23 wines. I have my own wine label. So it's
Do you?
23
See,
wines. Yeah.
I'll have to try. You gotta educate me on wine. My son has gotten into wine and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you like this Merlot? You like this red or whatever?" And dude, I just can't. I don't know why. I just can't get into wines for some reason. Maybe I have to try yours, and maybe that's one I'll like.
Yeah. Well, my Pinot, and it's ironic. The Pinot's named 50.
Yeah.
I just won double gold and won 100 points on that one. So
Nice.
yeah. So
Very nice. Yeah.
But I think if you try some other food except like chicken wings, where beer just goes with
Expand
it.
your horizons, Iceman.
Yeah, you have to try like a little light pairing with some food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
There's not much that's going to go with chicken wings except beer.
Exactly.
Lots
Some
of
smoked
beer.
salmon.
Oh, just smoked salmon. There you go. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
How long you been doing your wine? And somebody's asking what's the name of it too. So
It's called 23 Wines.
there you go, 23 wines, Donald. There you go. Now, how long is this something you started after you retired, or did you get into it during baseball?
No, I drank wine when I played, but when I grew up, I'm like you. Wine was out of a box, or it was Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Boone's Farm, baby.
Yeah. Slap the bag.
Yeah, a little brown bag. Well, I was good. So I was my foundation, Vaughn's Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I started that Vaughn's Valley Foundation for try to find a cure for, at the time, juvenile diabetes.
Okay.
Corey, who was around the ballpark a lot. Even my oldest son has type 1. So that's when you're insulin dependent.
Right.
So I started the foundation to help try to find a cure and get medicine and aid to people because, of course, big pharma, they instead of helping people, they try to rob people. So, you know what I mean? It's,
all about the money.
Try to be an avenue to, help find a cure. Mm-hmm. And then COVID hit.
Right.
And then, so now I didn't want to be the guy that had my celebrity golf tournament or comedy shows and be the reason someone got sick. You don't want
to be that guy, right?
Yeah. No, not me. So
Yeah, superstar, not super spreader.
They probably look at me as a super spreader anyway, above a superstar. So
that can be taken so many different ways. So many different ways.
I can't hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Hello, Greg. We can hear you. You can't hear us anymore? Hello.
He's flipping all over.
I know.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Yeah. Jump back on again. Try to come back on again. I don't know why you can't hear us. This is what happens when you do a live show sometimes.
Hey, Ice, we got this boy to give away, my friend.
Oh yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
nice.
Can you hear me? I can
Yes.
see you guys. I can't hear you.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell you to jump off and jump back on. Here you go. Let's here.
Should have a message, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll message him. I think he's getting off now. Oh, if Joey Carr, if you're watching, tell Greg to jump off and jump back on again. See if because he's got his number. I don't have his number. So anyway.
While we have a minute, if you guys are in the chat right now or watching this on Instagram, which, by the way,
I can hear you now.
did work.
All right,
I can hear you.
All right,
I don't know what's going on.
Dude, this is a live. This is what happens when you do a live internet show. But go ahead, Mason. We're gonna give away this Greg Vaughn card here.
Greg, we have an autographed. You probably remember signing this card. This is, you don't sign that many, right?
Sign everything.
We have an autographed card of you on the Cincinnati Reds, which is relatively rare because it was only for one season, even though you bopped and hit 45 home runs. All-time great Red season. Love that. So anybody in the chat, if you want to leave a comment, we can go ahead and pick a winner for it.
I say we'll make. Can you see the comments, Greg?
Oh, shoot. Now you're going to make me get my glasses.
I was going to have you pick one.
Just tell me what I have to do. I can't see anything, but I can.
Let's see.
Okay.
I'll pop whoever starts making some comments. I'll pop up on the screen.
Okay.
And you can check it out that way. Now I'll do this one first because Robert's talking about wine here, or Paul. Sorry, he says Robert.
Robert Mondavi.
There you go. He says too sweet.
So, hey, Robert, G23 Wines.
Hey, Greg.
Go to 23 Wines, and we get the Pinot, you can take the Cab, the Merlot. We go direct to Cinder, you know what I mean, in every state. If you go to 23wines.com, and then we're trying to get in, especially all the ballparks that I played in. We're trying to get in the ballparks.
Right.
And, I never got to finish the story, so we started the wine. So another way to generate revenue to help keep the foundation going. You know what I mean? To help still fight that battle for diabetes. And like I said, I don't get a dime. It goes back to the vineyard. After the vineyard, it goes to Vaughn's Valley, and we try to make a difference. So if you support the wine, you're supporting diabetes and my foundation. And, I love you guys from Ohio, man. Like I said, I should have you guys on Life After Sports 23. That's my podcast.
Anytime you want me to come on, let me know. I will be glad to jump. I'm sure these guys will too.
Yeah, Life After Sports 23. And then.
Is that on Instagram, Greg?
It's on Instagram. It's Greg Vaughn, 23 on all the handles. But, on YouTube and all the rest of it, it's, Life After Sports, and that's on all the handles too. 23.
Okay.
Cool.
I will add you on there.
I'll check it out. All right. So we got a couple comments here. We got Pork Chop, who actually today's his birthday. He's actually turning 13 years old today. He's actually
Pork Chop, that's a heck of a nickname at 13.
Yeah. That's a great name, but don't buy that wine, Pork Chop, not yet.
He's actually 50-something years old. It's a leap year, so he only gets to celebrate his actual birthday every couple years.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so today's actually so that's what he said. You could do the birthday winner. We got Brad on here. He says, I wish Greg was on the 1990 team. We got Paul Painter, who says chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. And Matthew here says, G23 Wines, a perfect birthday gift. So those are the guys that are in the comments there after we said that. So Greg, you want to go with the birthday winner? You want to go with Brad? You want to go with Paul? Or
we have to. How can you not go with the birthday winner? He doesn't.
There you go. There you go.
Pork Chop.
Pork Chop.
Congratulations, my friend. That's all yours, baby.
There you go.
We need your address. Send me a message on Instagram, Pork Chop. I need your address, and I'll mail this out to you, brother. Okay.
Awesome. Greg, you've been on for almost an hour. You want to hang us more? Or you gotta get going.
No, you know what? I was just gonna go work out. I had what did I have? I had rehab physical therapy for my shoulder. So I'll probably You know what? I don't want to be called pork chop, so I got to start moving a little bit.
No offense, Pork Chop.
So, what you said? Did you get shoulder replacement? You said, or did you get
Reverse shoulder replacement.
What is that? What is reverse?
So it's like when you take, you have the ball on the outside. Your rotator cuffs, mine are gone. I didn't have them since really '93.
Yeah.
I had 4 cuff surgeries while I played and labrum and all that. That's why, you guys, I couldn't throw very good because of all that.
Right.
So,
you swung the bat well. That's all we cared about.
Greg, I got one more question for you real quick before you go, man. Everybody that we're talking to, we're asking how many home runs, how many stolen bases, just prediction, shoot from the hip for Ellie De La Cruz this year. Where do you think he ends up at?
I'd probably say, I would say 30-60.
Woo! There we go.
Let's go.
Because, running is not going to be a problem for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 30, he's that talented. He can miss hit. I don't know where the ball flies out of these ballparks now. He can miss hit, 35 balls and, have 30 bombs. So
that's an MVP season right there.
Hey, yeah. Not for me, it wasn't.
For everybody else, it was. Yeah, he says he wants to steal 80 bases this year, and I wouldn't put it past him. I could totally see him doing that.
Yeah, but that's why I said 60 is the low number for me with 10 bases.
Right, exactly.
And it's electrifying. Watching him play, like I said, it's must-see TV. Mm-hmm. I remember I came on a couple of shows last year, and they were talking about, we got to quit striking out. You got to forget how young this kid is, man.
Yeah.
His strike zone's this big.
And he's still learning. It's not just the league learning him; it's him learning the league also. So, with that being said, who cares how many times he strikes out? Now, everyone freaking strikes out 200 times. It's not important,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Greg, you said that didn't work for you, man. But I do got this for you. According to Baseball Reference, you're the 60th best left fielder of all time. Okay, and you rank in the top 2.4% of all players of all time. Of the 23,056 players when it comes to JAWS, which is like the general metric that they use for like Hall of Fame candidacy, and you ranked in the top like 560. So I think you did a pretty good job, man. So
hey, thanks for sharing that, because you know what? I've never Googled the only reason I know what I know about myself, some things stand out because they were, I guess,
50 bops,
they're memorable. Yeah, they checked the box. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I never Google myself, man. I don't even do selfies. So even the whole podcast thing for me, having my own, where I have to critique myself or have, I'm not scared of the critiquing. It's just, I'm just going to be myself. I've always tried to be myself. And that's how I'm going to be, and I don't want to say I played for the numbers. The numbers were what they were. It depends if you want to be called pork chop or prime rib or tomahawk.
Catfish hunter.
Tomahawk. Yeah, if you what do you like to eat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
strawberry ice.
Numbers, yeah,
Vaughn.
yeah. So the numbers are important, but I never Google my numbers, man. So whenever someone tells me something, unless I hear it, I don't know. I don't know. That's all great. Thank you.
I'm an old head, so when they start bringing up all these, like when I younger, it was batting average, stolen bases, and on base percentage and home runs. Now he's throwing out jaw and WAR, and I'm like, huh?
Hey, Greg liked those stats though.
Yeah, because they were good stats.
You know what? They were good stats, but I'm just saying it's but still, too, man, you need the human element. I think also has to be a defining factor. I just don't know how do you start with the runner on second base in extra innings, and you play 17 innings. How do you do that?
That's the one I can't stand. I can't stand starting to run on second base. That one
I can't stand it either. But how do you play 17 innings? That's
right.
The point.
Yeah.
So we were talking about
what do you do to fix it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the numbers of the metric guys say you try to lead. Don't hit a ground ball to shortstop, or second base, or the right side of the field and get into third. Now you can score 30 different types of ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's just leave them there. So everybody just tries to leave until someone leaves.
Exactly.
Like my 49ers, we took the ball on the opening kickoff. Instead of not seeing what we had to do, you know what I mean? It was a mistake, but I'm a diehard Niner fan. But yeah, it's
well, you wouldn't like my nickname for the 49ers then. Because they beat us in 2 Super Bowls.
Winners?
Hey, yeah. I call them the Sucky Niners. That's because they beat us twice in 2 Super Bowls. They ruined my childhood, Greg.
That's right, man.
He's bitter.
Somebody had to. You know what I mean? It's better than you guys ruined mine.
Right.
Better than you guys ruined mine.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So speaking of the new rules, I when I first heard about the pitch clock and the wider bases and all that stuff, which I still don't understand how wider bases are making people run more, but it worked. Everything they did, I think, worked to speed the game up. Because Greg, for me, the swing and miss or hit the ball in the ballpark, it was getting boring, making the games. Yeah, the 3 outcomes. It was getting the games boring, making them take longer. I missed when in the 80s, 90s when it was hitting and running and stealing bases, and that's what I saw last year. And I did not think a pitch clock, the bases being wider would change it, and also not the shift. I think the shift's a big thing. Which I want to ask you this, Greg: does that bother you if you got the whole side of this side of the infield open and you can't hit the ball that way? I mean, that just drove me nuts as a old guy. I'm like, I don't know why you can't hit it that way.
Were they running the shit on you as a kid? Ice?
Yeah. Well,
I had the hook.
The refrigerator. They moved the refrigerator on ice.
Exactly.
I mean, even for me, when I got to County Stadium, I remember our head coach said, "Hey, son, if you want to stay here, get the head out." Because, long fly balls off Lake Michigan blowing in, cold, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I had the shift, where the second baseman was right behind second. You know what? I can hit a ball over there, though. I would try to hit a ball. That was my goal. To try to hit a ball over there, then I can stay through it, you know what I mean? And then I don't pull off of balls.
Right.
Anytime you're struggling, when you're just spinning out of there, teaching pull, I think that's crazy to me. And also, thank you for telling me that I made those percentages as a ball player, because I wasn't good enough to go up there looking for everyone's best pitch.
Right.
I had to hit their mistakes. You know what I mean? That's what I hit their mistakes.
Right.
I'm not going to chase Randy Johnson's slider down and in, or Pedro's slider starting at my hip.
Right.
2 strikes. Hey, I fought for my life, but until then, man, I was trying to eat. You know what I mean? If he missed up here somewhere, I had to take a pass at it. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be at my strength to go after his strength. That makes no sense to me.
Well, Greg, you can take this stat with you then, man. So right now, there's been 23,056 players so far who've played in the MLB, and you are ranked as the 60th best left fielder of all time. So, you did it. Obviously, you did something right, man. You hit a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, I didn't hit enough of them, but I should. You know what I
mean? hey, you should get a T-shirt that says that 60th best left fielder. Take that.
I know, right?
Just wear that around like, sup?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? It's the only reason I can watch baseball now is because of the pitch clock.
Really?
Yeah.
It was too slow, dude. I'm like,
you had 12 first basemen out there playing.
Right.
Everyone's a first baseman. There was nobody that was an athlete. The athlete, they eliminated. You know what I mean? They got rid of the athlete. And it's easier to eliminate the shift than to have baseball players teaching baseball players how to hit the ball the other way and move runners over. So we're just going to eliminate the shift. And, instead of, that could be an advantage or a disadvantage. You know what I mean? It's it didn't hurt Barry. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It didn't hurt Barry. And it is what it is. You look at Manny. Remember, he taking balls off his chest, driving them into right center field, and there's a difference in hitting and swinging. You know what I mean? I think the pitch clock, and since you're a cyber guy, so to speak, that's
those two.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. So, why do we have to give launch angle, exit velo? Why do we? I'm gonna give you my analogy, but why are we focusing on that instead of baseball or
Results.
Yeah,
Fundamentals.
Who wins the game?
Right.
Yeah, fundamentals. Hey, you're my 8th hitter or 9th hitter. Hey, can you bunt a guy over?
Yeah.
Can you move a runner to let my big guy eat so we can win? You know what I mean? My exit velo was horseshit if I popped up to the catcher. You know what I mean? It got jammed or
Yep.
first baseman.
Yep.
I don't need a computer to tell me that.
Right.
My hands, my fucking thumbs would tell me because I got blown up.
Right. Those are killing you.
The ball went to the first baseman, right?
Yeah.
It went to the first baseman. Exit velo probably not good.
Yeah.
But I remember this one time hitting one in that third deck on the Padres in Riverfront. I went on the upper deck. I don't need anyone to tell me they left the bat at X, Y, Z. You know what I mean?
Right. You're like, I got it.
It was gone.
So I think we're focusing on all these numbers instead of focusing on the game.
You know what Pete said, man? Pete Rose would say when he's teaching the game, see the ball, hit the ball. And he didn't talk about exit velo or anything like that. So,
but don't you think it's just?
I don't get it either, Greg. I don't understand what the hell the difference. Because I think you should look for a ball at a certain spot. If you got a spot where you know you can hit it, that's where you look for it. And if you hit it, you hit it.
Man, guys, so we're gonna say your sweet spot is not gonna be a strength probably for Greg Vaughn.
Right.
So I have to do what Greg Vaughn does.
Yeah.
And you have to do what you do. But I think the exit velo and the spin rate and all this. Hey man, if you left it up there belt high, thigh high, out over the plate, spin rate probably was not very good. You know what I mean? If it's down and away and I missed it by 2 feet, probably good. Hey, good pitch.
Right.
Good spin rate. But they have us talking about so many other things that I guess they're part of the game, but they're making them the game. The game is still to compete, execute. Baseball is a skill sport. Execution. You know what I mean? That's why you can fail at a high rate and be great. So I think it drives conversation to not us focus on the game, to focus on these numbers. Man, if I throw the ball back 3-1, I don't need someone up there telling me, "Hey, did you see his back feet through the ball?" No, man. Show, goddamn it, where was my head? How did I miss it? You know what? I don't need it going back that way.
Right.
I don't care how fast it goes back that way.
Well, that's the thing. Like with Hunter Green, he throws the ball 103 miles an hour. If you throw it 103 miles an hour right down the middle, Greg, you can hit it. You got Major League Baseball players can time it up. That's why you got to have different pitches and different velocities and stuff. It doesn't matter. We get so focused on speed, spin rate. It's location. Throwing the hitter's time off. Exactly. It's strategy more. I think we need to get back to more exactly what Bates just said. Strategy of
thinking man's game.
Thinking man's game, just like you said earlier in the podcast here, Greg.
Yeah. I mean, well, it is strategy. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna save this guy. I'm not gonna let this guy pitch hit because Lenny Harris or Mark Sweeney. I need them guys to. The situation's gonna be right. They're my money guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I do a double switch or it might be a day off. I mean, everything was execution and it was thought out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like I said, man. Until recently, because you're starting to see, like I said, a little bit of a ripple effect of athletes still. Not saying that anyone in the major league is not an athlete, but these guys that can run, all of them didn't look like. Big Daddy. Says the footer. We didn't worry about Big Daddy still. You know what I mean?
No, but that's because he hit bombs, baby. He didn't have to run after he hit him.
Yeah, but he was an athlete. Not taking anything away from him. Because I love Big Daddy. That's my guy. But when I'm watching baseball over the past until last year, the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, everyone was just let's see how many we can hit out.
Yep.
You got your 8 hitters striking out 200 times. You got people upstairs or analytic guys saying that's not important. Really?
And what's funny, Greg? I tell all my friends, when you're watching baseball, they're on YouTube. Go watch a game from 25 years ago. It's a different game. And you know what? It was more entertaining. They're trying to get the guy who's on first. They're just trying to do whatever it takes to get him around to score. It's a crazy concept, but bun it, sacrifice here. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting when you go back and look at it like that.
Yeah, it is. You know what? Like I said, guys hit 8th, guys hit 9th, guys hit 7th, guys hit 2nd, guys hit 1st. Every position in the order was thought out, and that was your strength. That's what you did.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember early in my career because I could run, faking a bunt and getting screen. Hey, we pay guys to do that. Swing the bat. You know what I mean? But now everyone's swinging the bat.
You just pop it right over that third baseman. Yeah.
It's just weird that they, but I see them trying to bring the game back to where it used to be a little bit.
Right.
But they're still doing it on their time.
Yeah.
Their timeline and the way they want it to be done. You know what I mean? Because they can't say we need both. They can't say they're wrong at all.
Oh, no. Why would they admit that, Greg? I mean, come on now. I can't do that.
Well, you think about it. I think the demise all started with Moneyball. I think it was the worst movie ever for baseball. It might have been enjoyable, but I'm a Northern California kid. What did they win during that time? Now you talk about the Bass Brothers and Ricky and Steve and all the other Hindus and Stu and Eck and all them.
They won.
Yeah. They won. What did Moneyball win?
Nothing.
They won 20 games in a row. So now we're going to change baseball for that.
That's it.
So to defend exit velo real quick, because someone has to here, okay? Someone's got to step up to the plate. Here's why you see it. You look in the ballpark and you look up and it says exit velo 109 miles per hour. That's pretty sexy. 109 miles per hour. I mean, as a fan, it's cool to be like, holy crap, that guy hit a ball as fast as a NASCAR. And that's like an impressive physical feat in of itself. I mean, how cool.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he's hitting 202, and he has 25 home runs and 55 RBIs.
But he hit it 105 miles an hour, Greg. Come on.
But he hits it, and evidently he don't hit it with people on base because he has 25 home runs and he has 60 RBIs. You know what I mean? So are we trying to be sexy? Or are we trying to be the best game and be the best executed and strategize game on the planet? You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't sexy watching the Big Red Machine. Or would you rather see? Hey, Pete hit a ball as fast as.
Right.
Wallace,
you think Pete Rose cared how?
You think Bubba Wallace was driving this week? Who cares?
Yeah. You think Pete Rose cared how hard he hit the ball? All Pete cared about is getting on base and that he got a hit. That's it. No matter how he got a hit or how hard he hit it, as long as he hit it and he got on base.
You want hits. You guys see Kyle Schwarber's stats last year, Greg? This dude had 47 home runs, okay? You ready for this? Below the Mendoza line, 197. That was his average. He played a full season, about 47 home runs, 104 RBIs, hit 197, and was applauded. And guess where he hit in leadoff?
Hey, man, that was gonna be I was gonna wait for you with the song and dance, and I was gonna say, why are we leading these guys off?
I don't know. Well, dude, I remember
Turner. I'm gonna lead off Turner.
Well, But do you remember when Bob Boone was the manager here? He would lead off Adam Dunn. He's the first one I remember leading off. I'm like, why in the hell is Adam Dunn leading off? All his on base percentage is great. That's cool, but you want him with people on base so he can knock them in.
Right.
Like, not clogging up the bases because the big boy. I mean,
the big donkey couldn't run. He had Chuck Casey speed.
But he was called Diesel, though. I know that. There wasn't no weight room strength. That was just Hawk Diesel. He was born with that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So are you going to take somebody 5'4" and try to make them Adam Dunn? You know what I mean? To me, it's
right.
He's special because he is who he is. Right. If he's in the big leagues, this guy, he has his strengths too.
Exactly.
But turn everybody into the same player, to me, doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to watch. I don't know.
Hey,
I've been dumbfounded for like the last 15 years because these athletes are so much bigger, stronger, faster. I just think you can have information overload too. You know what I mean?
Analysis paralysis, yeah.
You can have information overload, man. Hey,
absolutely.
Hey, like I said, I don't need to know last 2 weeks at 152 he threw a slider or what do they call it, a slinger now? but that was like a swerve. A slinger, whatever.
Oh, sweeper.
The sweeper.
Sweeper.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sweeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweeper. That's it.
We're making up new terminology.
Hey, we're gonna
Sweeper,
adopt it.
The drop ball, the sweeper. That was old Negro League pitches. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now we're gonna come up with new terminology and bring it back to Major League Baseball. You know?
Wait, listen, the drop ball was Rube Foster, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that Negro Leagues, they were, sweepers. We just made up pitches as they came anyway. You know what I mean?
Dirt balls.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Throw some up there that moved.
Yeah. It just depended on what we want to call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up. Mason said information overload, and I had Graham Ashcraft on here a couple weeks ago, and I was asking him. I said, we talked about analytics and all that stuff. I said, do you think about that? Because he figured out, or I don't know if he figured, but somebody figured out that he was tipping his pitches somehow. However, whatever he was doing, he was tipping his pitches. That's why he started getting hit early last year, and they fixed it. But I said, how do you take all this analytics and everything? Because I couldn't have a lot of stuff going on in my brain and try to concentrate and throw a baseball. He's like, honestly, I don't even pay attention to that stuff as much as some people do. He goes, I do it by feel or whatever. He said, but the tipping his pitches, they found that by video analytics, which I think is cool. So that's where I couldn't do all that stuff in my brain. I wouldn't be able to throw the ball.
Well, I think, like you said, I think there's a way that some of it could it could coexist. I just think also that if I'm playing a game and the pitcher's out there and I just made it out, right?
Right.
And I come back, I'm not engaged with the team, I'm not engaged with my teammates, I'm looking at an iPad to figure out how to fix my swing. And instead of none of these pitches were strikes. I don't need an iPad to tell me that. Hey, dude, hit strikes. Hit strikes, right? But true, he doesn't pitch everybody the same. You know what I mean? I knew how it was going to be pitched. You know what I mean? And they can change it. They can say it. Now I just think the first thing you see is somebody grab an iPad when they walk back. And
But they do that in every sport, Greg. I mean, if you look at football, they're always those guys are on the iPads too. I mean, that is every sport. They got that.
But football's a bit different. You're talking about schemes opposed to. I'm looking at a bat. Hey, just tell me if I'm crazy or the umpire was as a ball. You know what I mean?
Right. It's always the ump's fault. Let's not get it twisted. It's always the ump's fault.
No. Hey, you know what? I was horseshit a lot of times, man. You take the ball right down the middle or something. It is what it is. But for me, it was more. If I thought it was a ball and they said, no, Bonnie, that's a good pitch, okay. But I don't need to see all that other bullshit that was negative right now while I'm trying to play a game,
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm trying to get this.
If you want to have it to exposure, you have it. But like I said, sometimes, man, a freed mind is fun.
Right.
Wasn't Tony Gwynn, though, a bit ahead of his time with that? I heard, and I watched some video where that dude apparently, and you can tell me you were there, he was obsessed with videos, and he was like, he had a whole little studio, all these VHSs, I don't know what he was doing, but he was watching a bunch of video. Is that what you remember?
Oh yeah, Tony was way ahead of his time, and I remember getting called. 1980, Mr. Winfield said to me, he said, "Save your money," and he said, "Get a tape of nothing but hits and positive imagery of yourself."
Yeah.
At the beginning you don't have any hits on it, so the tape ain't very long. You know what I mean? So you try to go back over years, and you're able to start putting hits together.
Right.
And, that's part of my routine. But I think every individual, it's up to you to find out what like Robin Yount said to me as early, get your routine, not his routine.
Right.
Get your routine of what works for you. Mm-hmm. So, you can be the best player for myself, but also for our team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody's routine, we're all individuals. Everything's going to be different. But, we're all playing for the same name on the front. Mm-hmm. But I have to be able to be Greg, and somebody else has to be able to be who they are. And we all don't work the same. We all don't think the same. We all don't tick the same. All of us couldn't be Albert Pujols or Barry Bonds or Pete Rose. We were dealt the cards we were dealt. You know what I mean? So we had to find out a way to use our cards.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So speaking of that, routines and stuff, did you ever have any superstitions? Like I always bring up Wade Boggs had to eat chicken or whatever before the game. Did you ever have anything like that you like a routine or a crazy superstition that you had to do?
that I hated to do. Yeah, I don't know if I hated, but I would
or
never
had
step
to
up.
do, I guess.
I mean, running out, if I was on first base tag, I always had to touch second base unless I swung the ball in the dirt and I just walked straight to left field. But it was I touched second base. I tried to, if I had a good game, go a different way home, not believing that had anything to do with it, because I didn't want to have to drive the same damn streets every time I had a good game. And I didn't want to eliminate a restaurant. I didn't want to eliminate a restaurant because I didn't get a hit today.
Yeah, you might like the wine there. You might like their wine there.
Right.
I probably like the bar better. You're probably right. I probably like the bar better. In my day, a bar wasn't a bad thing.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I'm gonna try to get this comment up here. I'm curious about this. Rob wants to know if you ever hit a red seat homer at Riverfront.
He did.
Oh yeah. That's the one we were just talking about. I didn't need exit velo to tell
It's on
me.
YouTube.
I didn't need exit
look it
velo
up.
to tell me. Yeah, I didn't need exit velo to tell me that.
Hey, I asked the question. I was just
Come on, nice.
Rob, go look it up. God.
I don't know what exit velo. I don't need exit velo for that. You know what I mean? Like,
It was 300.
Oh, dude, I remember one of the hardest hit balls I ever remember seeing at Riverfront, because we hit the red seats. That was a big deal. Was Mark McGuire in '98? He hit one to dead center field, and if the red seats, if it was like if he hit it in the stadium now, it would have went to the fucking river. He crushed that ball. Like it's like the one that Ellie hit last year, his first major league home run. That thing almost went out of the stadium. Somebody's going to hit one out of that stadium, and like you said, you don't need any exit velocity for that. You can see the results
Yeah,
of it.
if you square it up, but I'm just saying we get focused and concentrating. I think because the smart guys are really, really smart, so they add confusion to the whole madness. So we talk about these numbers, and we're not talking about the game
Right.
or the lack of preparation or how they're not being prepared.
Right.
And when I say that, I mean all of us as a whole. I'm not saying because the athletes are great, the coaches are good, and the smart guys are really smart. But I think confusion creates chaos. And we get off focus of at the task at hand sometimes.
I want to say this too, Greg. You hit those red seats. When you hit 45 for the Reds, this is the oldest franchise in the MLB's history, right? You were ranked the fourth highest of all time for the Reds as a home run total at that time. I think at this point you're tied at 6 with Dunn hit 46 and Suarez hit 49?
49.
Yeah.
49.
But yeah, so that's another nice stat that you can take with you, man.
Thank you for that. I like it.
We have more stats to add to Greg's T-shirt. Just have
Yeah, I was going to say, put that on the back.
put it on the back.
4. Yeah, number 4 is better than 60. We'll go ahead and go.
Exactly.
Right?
Top sure that's 60.
Yeah,
Well, Greg-
it was fun hitting there, though. I got to say that, man. Good Lord. It was
Yeah.
fun hitting there.
Well,
It was a lot
I
better
bet-
hitting it in Milwaukee.
Well,
I'll
I
tell you
was saying
that.
then you left. You went to the Trop. Who's one of the. look. All right. I got to tell you this. All right. So
Good cut.
my wife is from Florida, and all her family are big Rays fans and everything, and they had a whole thing down there where they're finally getting a new stadium or whatever. And they were all like, "What's wrong with this stadium?" I was like, "It's great." I was like, actually, this is probably the shittiest baseball stadium I've ever been to be honest.
Probably it was.
It was, yeah, it's awful. And they're like, really? Are you sure? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, trust me. So my sister-in-law and brother came up here a couple years ago, whatever, and they went to a Reds game. And my sister-in-law messaged me. She goes, yeah, I know what you're talking about now, but Great American Ballpark is pretty good. I said, yeah, that's a ballpark, man. Like, what you guys got down there ain't a fucking ballpark. What was it like hitting in that place? They got stuff in the ceiling that it's a ground
Oh,
double.
Yeah, hey, dude, I'm telling you, I probably would have had it. This ball would have left the building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it hit the rafters and catwalks.
catwalk, yeah.
And then Omar Vizquel, being Omar, just messing around the ball, just dribbling around. He catches the ball like he's just messing around. Like over here, going over here, and he catches it like almost by the warning track because it was just that slow, just bouncing all over the place.
Right.
They called me out. I lost my shit.
Wait, you're out?
Yeah, they called me out. This, like I said, there was no.
What?
The rules were always changing. Back then, and we were bad too. The rules were always changing. We were bad, It was only 6,000 people there, so who cared, right? And it was,
We're just trying to wrap this up.
and 5,000 for the other team. So it was. So it was.
That's true.
And then finally, after me going ballistic, and they finally said, "Okay, Granville Dub." But then they said, "Anytime it hits after that," I was like, "God damn, this ball would have left the building." You know what I mean?
Right.
And he calls me out. So it was that play. It was a circus, man. And plus, back then, that's when they changed from the real hard turf
Yeah.
to
The not so
more
hard.
conducive turf. And we had a lot of soft tissue injuries because the stability in the surface wasn't right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So hey man, yeah, it was very interesting towards the end of my career.
You're down there going, damn, I wish I was with the Reds still. God.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
Yo, Griff.
Yeah. How come my friends called to get me on their team? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, Greg, we've been going an hour and a half, man. I won't keep you any longer. I appreciate you a lot. This has been awesome. I'd love to get you on the show again sometime. And hey, if you ever want any of us on, we'd be glad to come on yours. Plug your podcast, your wine, your foundation, anything else you got going on before I let you go.
Hey, yeah, Greg Vaughn 23 on all the platforms. Life After Sports 23, 23 Wines, and Bonds Valley Foundation. And yeah, like I said, I love my time in Ohio, man. You guys are great people. You guys, what I love now is you guys got more restaurants, than you did when I was there.
Oh, dude. Have you been to the Banks? Have you been down there?
Yeah, I've been down. You guys got awards and all that
Dude.
stuff. I ate chili ribs, chili, White
Okay,
Castle.
all right. I got to do the Cincinnati question. You brought chili up. Is it Skyline or Gold Star? Which one were you?
Shit, I didn't have four options. It was Skyline when I was there.
Yes, there we
He said it's
go.
not even an option.
Yeah.
I didn't have an option. I don't even remember Gold Star. You know what I mean?
Bam. All right, Greg.
No,
Hey,
Gold
man.
Star just left the chat.
I guess I'm not getting sponsored by Gold Star.
Oh shit! Hey, Gold Star, like you guys weren't an option for me. You know,
Yeah, they're about to start calling you in about a second. You're about to be going like this.
Yeah. You're gonna go off again.
Yeah, I'll plug you all day, Gold Star, but I didn't. Send me some chili, and it's still kind of chilly down here in Vegas, but dude, we didn't have that many options.
It's 27 degrees out here. I feel really bad for you.
Oh, shit.
It's cold in Ohio.
Flip-flops.
Damn.
Sure.
God.
All right.
Well, Greg, thanks for coming on. I'm gonna have to let you go now.
Yeah, let me go. I'm gonna go for a swim. See you guys later.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, Greg. Hey, appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
Take care,
See ya.
guys.
See ya.
See ya.
See you, Greg.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was
pretty
great.
Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna get him on again, man. That was fun. I was like,
Yeah.
looked like he's having. I used to don't go an hour and a half, but he looked like he was having fun. Like, you want to hang out for some more?
Good
Well,
takes.
quick question. What was the exit velo on him leaving?
1.21 gigawatts. Great Scott!
That was quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
What kind of
man.
devices you got over there, Ice? How'd you measure that?
He's got a flux capacitor. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
It's all
I see a
up
couple.
here. It's
All
all up
lit
here.
up.
Exactly. All right, Billy. Plug some stuff before I let you go, brother. Thanks for coming on too.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me at William the Four on everything. Check out the podcast, The New Nasty Boys. I've got some local dates for stand-up coming up as well. And May 25th, I'll let you guys have it first. May 25th, I'm recording my second album at Commonwealth Sanctuary. So tickets are available for that at CommonwealthSanctuary.com.
Yeah, I've been there before. Actually, there with Corey Dillon in the wintertime. It's a good place.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's actually at a church. Former church. It's cool.
Yeah, and I get to talk about poop jokes. It's real fun.
There you go. Well, make sure you guys check it out. Billy, appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yep. What's up, Mace? Oh, you're frozen. Hello, Reds Daily. Well, I think he's just leaving. He's like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Well, let's see if there. What? Nope. He's gone. He gone. Anyway, maybe he'll jump back on. I'll let him plug some stuff before he leaves. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I usually don't go an hour and a half, but dude, I was having so much fun talking to Greg. I just kept going. So, Anyway, if you guys have not checked out any of my sponsors, please check it out. Midwest Best Barbecue. Hey, he's back. Let me get here. Where did you go? Why'd you leave me?
Dude, I don't know. It started getting real glitchy on me right at the end. So
Yeah.
there must have been a flood of traffic once Billy announced his new comedy.
Yeah, it was that was Gold Star calling you to yell at you.
Yeah.
Or was Jose Canseco, one or two. All right, plug some stuff.
Right.
Mason, I'll let you go,
He's
man.
blocked.
He's blocked.
Hey guys, follow Reds Daily on Instagram or YouTube. We got a lot of really cool and exciting stuff coming up. So that's all I got for you.
There you go, man. I appreciate it, dude. We got to get Greg on again. That was fun.
That was
Later.
fun. That was.
Ron, no, Billy is not my brother. No, he's not my brother. Why do we look alike? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, check out, the sponsors to my show. I got to give them a shout out here. Midwest Best Barbecue. Make sure you guys check them out this weekend. Go get you some nice, delicious chicken wings. Like I said, I always recommend the Uno wings or the CTB wings. They are the best ones that I like. It's nice and cold. Go warm up with some delicious barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. If you guys have not found out yet, they're going to be doing a draft party there. It's on Project Game Day. Make sure you go check them out on Twitter. All the information is there. I don't know if Corey's going to be at the draft party or not. We're still trying to figure that out. But they got some cool stuff going on there. Cincy hats are going to be there. So all the information is on Twitter at Game Day and Midwest Best. Check them out. Also, if you guys looking for new doors and windows, check out Meyer Windows and Doors. They get free estimates. I got them in my house last year. It's nice and warm down here in the ice cave. So I appreciate them. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful time. And hold on a second here. Something's going on here. Too much stuff. See, like you're trying to run a show, and there's like a whole bunch of things popping up on the screen. It's like, get off here. Anyway, like I said, I've been live streaming on. I'm rambling on here, but live streaming on ZTV, Facebook, X, Rumble. Make sure you hit the likes, subscribe, share it out to everybody, and we get more great guests like Greg Vaughn on there. If you're listening on the podcast, it's on BeatPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. T Properties, looking for rental places, check them out. Jackpot Joey, remember, portion of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief and the Joe Burrow Foundation. And see, look, everything's happening. Now my headphones are unplugging. I gotta get going. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out tomorrow's show. It's gonna be a little earlier. We're gonna do some draft stuff. Combine is going on. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!